Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a while since I uploaded, but here's another video for you guys. I am going to be filming two videos today. This one is going to be a rant, and then I have a whole San Diego haul that's going to be on this side, which will be linked down below after I film it and edit it. It's going to be linked down below. But this one is going to be a rant about the best service I had on American Airlines. So if you guys want to hear my story time about it, go ahead and keep on watching this video. This past week I did go on a trip back to San Diego for an interview. It's my second time going to San Diego, and I stayed there only for 4 days. So flying to San Diego, I flew on Hawaiian Airlines. That's the airlines I've always flown on since I was little, and I've only flown on United once, and then I just stuck around with Hawaiian Airlines because that's an airlines that I'm familiar with. But coming home, I noticed that it was cheaper for me to do different airlines and stuff like that. Instead of buying one whole package, I could save a couple hundreds of dollars. So why not, being the broke girl that I am? And so flying home, I flew home on Friday, and I took American Airlines with a connecting flight from San Diego to LAX to Honolulu. And the very moment I got out of my lift at the San Diego airport heading to my gate to check in and everything like that, I got a call from American Airlines saying that my flight from LAX to H&L Honolulu was going to be an hour delay. So I'm going to be waiting, and I already had to wait an hour. So it was going to be 2 hours waiting in LAX, and I was like, okay, that's not too bad. You know, I can charge up my phone, I can like snack on something and just chill out. So going to San Diego airport with American Airlines, like the customer service wasn't too bad at the desk. The agents there was a few that was really friendly and really nice, and a few that was really standoffish and like, you know, they think they're better than you kind of a thing. And it's like, I had a guy that was like that, and I was like, oh my god, if this is how my trip is going to be, I'm like so over it already. So I waited to board from San Diego to LA, and then I didn't know that aircraft was going to be a smaller one, so they had to check in one of my bags because my luggage wouldn't fit in there. On that airline, I know it was only a 30 or 20 minute flight, but it was so hot. Like there was no AC going on, and it's so small. The plane was full, so there's a lot of body heat, and the air was just not working, and that already was like a little turn off for me. I'm like, oh my goodness, like it's hot. I have a jacket on, figuring it might be cold on the plane. Yeah, that wasn't the case at that time, but I was like, whatever, I can handle 20-30 minutes of this flight. I get down to LA. I had to take a shuttle from the gate that I was, the other gate that I needed to be, from LA to Honolulu. And going there, maybe it's just an LA airport thing, but everybody was in a rush. Everybody's like just banging into you, and like that was like, I was like, oh no. But with the whole airline thing, I finally get to my gate, and then boarding time was supposed to be 5 o'clock. It went down to 6 o'clock. So like they said, it was going to be an hour delay, so I ended up waiting at LA, initially thinking it was going to be a 2 hour wait. So we're waiting, and then the agents at that desk is just talking story amongst themselves, and I'm noticing that there's a line in front of them, in front of the desk, where like you go for if you have check-ins or if you have questions and stuff like that. And a lot of people had questions because their tickets said 5 p.m. and they were like, oh, are we boarding now? And the whole time these agents are just talking story with each other, not even acknowledging that they have customers waiting for them. It's like, if you are talking about business or about something that you guys know about the flight or whatever, at least acknowledge the customers and like, I'm sorry, I'll be with you in one moment. Let them know that you're there and you know that they're there. That was not the case with them. They were like this, talking story with one another, while the customer was like, it was like that. It's like, and I'm like sitting and watching, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm really trying hard to get my foot into airline industry and just like work for the airline, but I want to work for an airline where they treat their customers and their employees well. And just seeing how American Airlines is treating their customers is not a company I would want to work for. That's just my own opinion. If you guys don't agree with me, no, whatever. This is an experience I saw with my own eyes. So 2 hours passed by and they're slowly gathering everybody on the plane, seating them by groups. I was group 4, so I was like in the end. And then going on the aircraft, normally you have a flight attendant saying, "Hi, welcome aboard," or like just welcoming you, you know, kind of easing your way. There's some people that is afraid of flying. I'm not one of them, but like, you know, just kind of like welcome them. And like the flight attendant on that airline looked at me and was like, and I was like, okay, let me go all the way down to 27. That was my seat. I was all the way in the back. Okay, so being group 4, being seated all the way in the back, a lot of the spaces where you put your luggages was filled. So I get to my seat and I'm like, okay, there's no room over here. I'm like, oh, do you mind if I drop my bag on my seat and I can look for a place? There was 3 flight attendants at the end of the aircraft, at the back of the aircraft, and I was having a hard time trying to move everything around because there's a line behind me. Everyone's antsy already. Everybody wants to go on the flight and just get the flight started and just, you know, taxi out. There's a long ass line behind me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so much pressure right now because people are waiting to get their seats, people are waiting to put their stuffs up, everything like that. So I'm like trying to move everything around while I have my luggage. I'm like, I'm so sorry I'm taking a long time, but like, you know, some people don't even know how to put their baggage up. They're like, seriously, can you face it the other way so your baggage is not even taking that much room? So like this older gentleman was able to help me because he knew I was struggling a little bit. And he's like, oh, do you want me to help you move this one over here? I don't know whose bag this is, but I'll help you. I'm like, oh yeah, if you don't mind. So while this is all happening and I'm trying to move all the baggage over on one part of the top part, the 3 flight attendants in the back of the aircraft is just like one literally had their arms crossed and the other 2 was like just leaning on the aircraft. And then like I look at them, like I made eye contact. At this point I don't even give a shit. Like I made eye contact with them and they're like looking at me like, oh, look at the girl, she's struggling, I'm not gonna help. Finally get my luggage up, I looked at them and then I said out loud, keep in mind, the aircraft is already pretty much filled in the back. I don't care if I made a scene. I don't care if anybody thought I was a bitch. You know what? That crew was bitchy as fuck. Like, I looked at them and I was like, you know what? American Airlines, their crew members are such good. They give good service. I even clap. Like, you guys are awesome for helping. Like, clearly your job is so damn hard right now that you can't even help me. Like, you're just standing there trying to act like you're pretty, but you're not. I'm like, I'm struggling and you guys are just standing here. I'm like, oh, awesome job, guys. Awesome. Really good. And then like I get back to my seat and like everybody can tell I'm irritated. And then across from me, I know that was a flight attendant, but she wasn't working on that flight because I overheard them when they were checking in and stuff like that. So I didn't care if she heard me. I didn't care if the people in the back heard me or the crew members heard me. I'm like, you know what? There's a bitch. I am gonna file a complaint on that airlines with that crew that I was flying with because it was really, really bad. I never, like, I'm not even over exaggerating, I never experienced such bad service on a 5.5-hour flight ever. One of the male flight attendants is like walking around and people are just simply asking questions like, oh, what time are you going to be taxiing out, or like how long is the flight, and the whole time he's like just frowning at the passengers like what, like why are you asking me kind of attitude. I'm like, dude, you don't like your job, beat it, like get out so another person that has better service can help this company, because right now this company is in a shithole for me. Like, I do not like, I'm never gonna fly on American Airlines ever again. I don't care how freaking cheap the flight is, I am not gonna fly it. So that was that part. And then the other part was, I didn't know they were gonna give us, like, you know, drinks or whatever, but they ended up doing that, but they don't give out food. So they gave us a drink, and then the first round the lady, she was really nice. Second time around, I was watching a movie and For some reason, I feel like this lady was only rude to me and the other two people I was sitting by, and like they were like cool people, like they weren't even giving attitude. I was the one from the beginning that was like, I don't even like these people already. But I didn't know she was talking to me, and then because I was watching the movie, and then she was asking me if I wanted a drink, and I didn't catch it, so I clearly pulled out an earplug out of my ear. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, what was that? And then after, she's like, literally her hand and everything was like, do you want something else to drink? That is the tone. I'm not exaggerating on anything. That's the tone when she spoke to me. She's like, do you want something else to drink? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what was that? Do you want another drink? And like her head is like, I'm like, fucking bobblehead, you better knock it off before I fucking throw you right now. Like, ooh, it was so irritating. And like the guy next to me was like, he was like I'm like, no, I don't want another drink. Like, I gave it back to her. I gave the attitude that she was giving me, I gave it back to her. I don't care. I'm a passenger. I paid for my flight. You're the one that's getting your check from my money that I just paid for my flight. Like, fucking give me good service, man. But I didn't get that from American Airlines, and just talking about it, like, just pisses me off. I know this is like a really negative video, but I need to tell you guys about this experience overall. And then like she leaves, and then like the girl wanted water, and like she couldn't reach, so she's like holding the cup. She's like, and I was like, okay, there you go, girl, gotcha, I can help you. And then the lady was just like pushing her damn cart. Push your cart. But overall, that was my experience. And then like when we landed in Honolulu, we waited on the plane for 10-15 minutes before we could even get off, and no one told us why, or like, you know, the flight attendant, that male guy, he just sat on the side and was like looking at us like. That's about it for this little rant. I hope you guys liked it. I know it's a really negative video, but this is something I just had to share with you guys. This was an experience that I had to share with you guys, because I'm curious to know if you guys experienced something like this with other airlines, and if you did, let me know. I want to know you guys' stories down below. And if you guys are wanting to watch my San Diego haul, what I picked up on this trip, that will also be linked down below with all my other social medias. And if you didn't yet subscribe to my channel, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so you guys are notified of future videos from me. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!